Welcome back to the second segment of ILFL Soccer Nights. We're going to be discussing in this segment the UK BFC 2017 Championship Final, which took place last week Monday at Northampton Town FC Stadium. I was there. I've got the two guests with me. I've got Koyes from our management board and also Jackie from Mohammedan Sporting Club, who was in the final himself. Before we discuss about the final itself, results and all of the analysis, we've got some footages to show. So hopefully that'll give you a highlight of how the final went last Monday at the stadium itself. So if we can show the footages to get an idea. Are the footage ready? We seem to have a slight technical difficulty, but if I can just remind all the viewers the And there you have it, Mohammedan Sporting Club winning 2-0 against Westwood FC from Oldham. So congratulations, Jakir, being the UK BFC 2017 champions. As we've been saying all last few months, you now have the bragging rights of being the best Bangladeshi football team in UK. How does it feel? And tell us about your experience last week, Monday.
It feels good, obviously, to be crowned as the best Bangladeshi football team going, but I'd like to just take this opportunity to thank the organisers for inviting us in the first place, because without that we don't get the opportunity to play. So we're grateful and thankful for that, and I want to thank Suraf and his team for organising a great tournament, and I think because the tournament was organised well, we played better as well.
So how's the final itself? Because obviously I was there myself. I know
the
first half wasn't as we expected. Because I've seen Westwood FC play in the semi-final. They were outstanding. When they beat Beaumont 2-0, they were outstanding in terms of ball possession, pass, move, physical, skillful players. But they didn't perform like that in the first half until they conceded the first goal. Then they woken up, and then the second half was a bit more to our expected level. Obviously, your players seem a bit tired in the first half as well, because I know they played the competition day before, which may not have been wise, but obviously you had experience. In the second half, obviously you played better as well.
I mean, we did play a full day's tournament the day before on the Sunday, and then obviously we have to drive back up to Northampton the day after. So the boys were tired, fatigue was playing in. So we did have a game plan, and we knew we're not going to be physically able to compete with them. So we had a strategy, and I think it worked. We slowed the game down the first half. Yeah, it was boring. It wasn't a good standard of football, if you like, but it was what we wanted to do, and we had to play to our advantages. And I think what happened was we drew them into playing a style of football that they're not accustomed to, and that worked to our advantage, I believe.
Okay, so obviously you won the game itself. How was the experience playing in the stadium itself? Because obviously not many players, or back in our days, we never got opportunity to play. Did the team enjoy the atmosphere?
Oh yes, definitely. It was a brilliant atmosphere, a brilliant day out. I mean, we had a lot of youngsters turned up on the day, and we gave them the opportunity to go to the changing room, go out
and
to the pitch, and experience the atmosphere, experience the vibe, see what it's all about. And I think these memories will last with them a lot longer than they will for us, for example, because I think they enjoyed it more than we did, because we were too busy worrying about the game.
So taking into consideration the final itself and the group stages week before, what was the highlight of the tournament for you as champions, and from what you gathered in both days itself?
I mean, everything was brilliant. I mean, I can't really pinpoint any one thing in particular, apart from obviously lifting the trophy. That has to be the highlight. I mean, winning it, being crowned the champions. That for me was the pinnacle of the tournament.
I know you were here at the draw, and you said obviously you want to put the name back on the map, because obviously it's a well-established team from the 70s. Everyone knows the team name. Obviously it was PYO, then became Mohammed itself. So obviously the feel-good factor is back again, and hopefully next year obviously you want to repeat that performance, I believe.
Of course, I mean, we will go out there, we'll give it our best shot, we'll try and retain our title. I mean, we're not going to go there, we're not going there to say we're going to win it every year. I mean, we're going to play the best that we can, and hopefully we can retain our title. I mean, there's a lot of good teams there, and I think this, because we've been away, there were a lot of teams who were probably not expecting us to be as good as we were, or prepared.
Actually, once on that base, because obviously you were there as well, though, in the group stages. I think that was one of the things I liked, seeing the different teams from all parts of UK. You've got Bradford, Newcastle, Cambridge, Luton, Wellingborough, Kettering, Northampton. You've got teams from London. I think that made it more special seeing so many different regions participating in the tournament.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Ash. I think, well, first of all, you know, we've got to give it to Northants for organising it.
The host.
The host, yeah, organising it in such a good way. But the competition itself has become a prestigious competition to take part in. And I think, you know, to win that, I'm sure you'll agree that it's something special to have that. You know, there's other cups and tournaments, but to win that and be champions of the UK BFC it gives you bragging rights,
yes.
Rightly so. So I think that's why teams across the country come forward, and I think next year we'll see more teams coming forward because it's an advertisement for new teams as well. Every time it goes out, we have a good campaign. The free partners, ILFL, us, Shapla, and Northants this year, and I believe it'll be someone else next year. So
it's organised by the three partners, and obviously this year hosted Northants United FC. But if other regions or other teams want to be involved, please get in touch, because it's not for any club or any organisation, it's for everyone. So if you want to participate, get in touch with us, we'll take your ideas, or join the management committee itself and we'll take it further. Admiral, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Jack a couple of questions, because in my opinion, first of all, I thought to myself that the London Tigers game was pretty much your final, because I thought that was your toughest game. And also, you mentioned a lot about tactics as well. It looked like you got your tactics right throughout the whole tournament on the first day, and also the second. Did you have a tactical plan for every game, or was it like a fixed tactic throughout that whole first day? And
well, I wouldn't say every game. I mean, every game has its own merits, provides its own or provides its own challenges. So Mujbai is very good at picking out issues and problems within the games and how we need to.
I was going to say, actually, on that basis, I saw the passion for him. Before the match, half-time, the delivery, the way he motivated. I think he was one of the key in your club. Obviously, there's other players, I'm sure you want to mention some names that performed.
I mean, I think it would be unfair to name specific names, because I don't think there's time to name everybody, No. Everyone played their part and everyone went above and beyond what was expected.
We're gonna have to take a short break, so stay with us. We're going to take a short break and we'll come back, we'll discuss further and we'll discuss more about the West League. So we'll go for a break right now.